All right, so I just wanted to end this presentation um, with, prevention and ongoing responsibility. So you're not going to necessarily prevent child abuse. You're not going to be in the home telling someone not to abuse their child. But I do think that if perpetrators know that there are active members in the community that are on the lookout and are being advocates for our children, that will decrease. If you know that people are watching, if you know that people are going to be mandated reporters and are going to do the right thing, you're less likely to act out. So your ongoing responsibility, I just came up with, it's kind of cliche, but your four R's. So always remember you have your resources. So you have your knowledge, and then honestly, just like your common sense, your eyes, your ears, your voice, all of the online resources that are available. Just do a quick Google search. You could look on YouTube, you could look on Wikipedia, you could look anywhere. There are all sorts of resources. If you don't know what the signs are, if you don't know what to do, just do a quick Google search. You'll be able to find literally anything and everything you need. Use, we have annual training because we're going to be on the school sites. So use that knowledge to do the right thing. I believe that in most circumstances, people will do the right thing if they know what to do. I believe that there might be a lot of folks out there that don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. So use your resources, use what we have to make it happen and protect these kids. The second R we have is responsibility. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? So this is our responsibility, not just because, it's law, but because it's, be a good person. Like, this is the right thing to do. Third R is reasonable suspicion. So just keep in mind that there's no need to prove child abuse. Just be aware, use your best judgment, and if there's reasonable suspicion, that is all that you need to make a report. So reasonable suspicion, use your judgment. And number 4, I think this is extremely important. We talk about relationships with our students, student-teacher relationship, how it can, positively impact academic performance, and it keeps kids engaged. And, I read a study recently, kids will work for a person, not for a goal. So our student-teacher relationship has the potential to really change lives in from an academic perspective. But, you got to think about it too. If a child is coming to report to you, it's because they trust you. It's because they know, or they trust you enough, they respect you enough that they are putting this information in your hands, that you're going to do something about it. You're going to try to help them. Don't be the next adult to let them down. If they're experiencing abuse, there is an adult or a person who has already betrayed them as a human and is already disrespecting them, and you don't want to just be another one in the line. They may have said something before, they may have told a teacher, a counselor, somebody, and maybe they weren't taken seriously, but don't be another person to fail them as an adult, and it truly is a failure. So, that trust is a privilege, and respect what they are telling you. Also, I think it's important to note that, there might be nonverbal signs. I want to be an English teacher. There might be a writing assignment that mentions some type of abuse. There might be some sort of behavior in a science class or in a PE class or something. They might not come out and tell you, like, hey, Miss L, this is happening. So just, you're going to know your students, you're going to know what is normal, and just be vigilant. Look for those other cues that might be nonverbal, or might be hidden in a piece of writing or what have you, an assignment or something. So, just to reiterate, like, that student-teacher relationship goes way beyond the classroom, but has so many reasons for us to make sure our kids respect us and that we respect our kids. Also wanted to add that abuse does not discriminate, and what I mean by that is abuse does not have a class, abuse does not have a gender, abuse does not have an age. You know, it could be the nicest part of town with the nicest family to the worst part of town, and the worst family. Abuse happens anywhere and everywhere, and it's unfortunate. But don't think because you know you're at a Title I that that's the only place it's going to happen. Don't think that because you're at some you know call academy in Beverly Hills or some charter school in Malibu that you're not going to see it. You could see abuse anywhere and everywhere. And then also, as a California mandated reporter, this doesn't start or end with your workday. You don't turn this on at 8 a.m. and say, oh, I'm going to report now. I'm going to turn on my California reporter. This is all the time. This is at the grocery store. This is in the afternoon on your way home, on your drive home. Just look out in your community. Use the knowledge that we have. Use the tools that we have. People might not know what to look for. So use your head, use your knowledge, and do the right thing. I have some other statistics here. It's from www.childhelp.org, which is Child Abuse Facts and Statistics. A report of child abuse is made every 10 seconds. These are national statistics, not by state. And every day, between 4 and 7 children are lost to abuse and neglect. Every day. So imagine if we had someone else make a phone call. Imagine if someone had listened or taken someone seriously. You could literally be saving someone's life. So I know I said this earlier, but this could be the most important thing you ever do in your career. Making a phone call. Could be. We don't know, right? We don't know. And, you could be, not even that they'd be, I'm not saying that every child is put in lethal harm, but the other statistics here are saying that, abuse goes way beyond the isolated incident. Individuals who report 6 or more experiences of child abuse have an average life expectancy 2 decades shorter than those who reported none. So 20 years on this earth less than someone who did not experience child abuse. The reasons for that is that basically they turn to drugs and alcohol and smoking and drinking. They experience depression. There's suicide attempts because of all the pain that they feel. And there's sexual and reproductive health issues and risk factors. They might become promiscuous early, unintended pregnancies, STDs, adolescent pregnancy and fetal death. So it goes way beyond, these are lifelong impacts on these children. And then 80% of 21-year-olds who reported child abuse met the criteria for at least one psychological disorder. So, just think about that. You could be really helping somebody. And, I know I was fortunate to be raised in a home that was loving, with a family that was loving, and I was never put with an abuser or put in circumstances where someone could abuse me. I was one of the lucky ones. But, if you can just try to put yourself in that child's shoes and think that there is no one to help you because you're a kid, so just be that person, do the right thing. And I know I said this earlier, but once again, when in doubt, report. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Nothing. There's going to be no consequence nothing bad's going to happen to you. CPS isn't going to call you and say, oh, you were too thorough or you were too cautious. That's not going to happen. But the worst thing that can happen is that you don't take it seriously, you don't report, and then we have a child who is suffering needlessly. So just do the right thing. I also think that as we continue to report and the abuse stops, I do think this will, abuse will decrease, because if you know people are watching, there's people reporting, you're going to be less likely to commit these instances of abuse. Why would you take that risk? So just be smart about it. As far as everyday application goes, this law affects us every day we go to work, and really just every day we exist with this knowledge now. We have additional responsibility now. So just keep that in mind. I hope this presentation has been helpful. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to point you in the direction of some resources. I think this is extremely important. It might be the most important thing you ever do, and it's not to be taken lightly. So I'm going to be posting a couple additional resources, like that little print-off that had the local sheriff's number, local CPS. So feel free to email me, and keep on fighting the good fight, and I hope this has been helpful. Okay, thanks.